Did you know that 85% of honey samples from the UK failed EU fraud tests, and that Britain scored the worst result of all 20 countries tested, making us the #1 target for fake honey in Europe? But that shocking failure isn't even the worst part. The European Commission's investigation found that 77% of honey sold in the UK comes from China at suspiciously low prices, and fraudsters secretly recorded at a Paris food fair admitted they specifically target Britain because our testing regime is weak. Many jars in your local Tesco or Sainsbury's are bulked out with rice syrup, glucose or worse, and you're paying premium prices for sugar water. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to buy the best honey, and that includes how to spot a fake jar in seconds, what every term on the label actually means, and what you should look for to buy real, pure and nutritious honey. We'll also show you the specific jars in UK supermarkets that are genuinely worth your money, all in 3 steps. Let me start by showing you the red flags that reveal fake honey the moment you pick up the jar, because once you know what to look for, you'll never get fooled again. The biggest warning sign sits right there on the front label, and it's a phrase the industry desperately hopes you'll ignore. If your honey says blend of EU and non-EU honeys, put it straight back on the shelf. This vague wording is deliberately designed to hide the truth from you. It legally allows honey from anywhere on Earth, and in practice, it means your jar is stuffed with the cheapest Chinese imports mixed with just enough European honey to pass basic tests. The fraudsters know you won't question it because it sounds official, but that phrase is your clearest signal that what you're holding isn't premium product. The second red flag follows immediately after. Look at the label again and check whether it says packed in UK or product of UK. These are not the same thing, and the difference matters enormously. Packed in UK simply means foreign honey was jarred here in Britain, nothing more. The actual honey could have travelled from China, been bulked out with rice syrup in a processing facility, and then stuck in a nice British-looking jar with pictures of bees and flowers. Product of UK means the honey was actually produced here, but even then, you need to verify it's not just a marketing claim. Your safest bet is honey that states a specific British county, like Sussex honey or Yorkshire heather honey, because regional claims require the honey to come wholly from that area by law. The price tells you everything you need to know about authenticity, and this is where your shopping instincts need to switch into reverse. Real British honey costs beekeepers £3.20 to £3.50 per pound wholesale, which means retail prices under £5 per 454-gram jar are highly suspicious for genuine British product. If you're looking at any jar under £1, you can be absolutely certain it's adulterated. The economics simply don't work otherwise. Chinese honey imports cost just $1,080 per tonne, while genuine New Zealand honey costs $18,950 per tonne, 17 times higher. Rice syrup, the common adulterant, costs 40 cents to 60 cents per kilogram compared to €2.32 for real honey. When you see Lidl selling 454 grams for £1.15 or Aldi at 99 pence, the maths tells you exactly what's in that jar, and it's not premium bee-made nectar. Your third red flag is actually a green flag disguised as a problem, and most shoppers get this completely backwards. If your honey crystallizes and goes solid, that's not it going off. That's proof you bought real honey. Genuine raw honey will crystallize naturally, usually within weeks to months, because it's a supersaturated sugar solution and the glucose naturally crystallizes out. Honey that stays perfectly runny and clear indefinitely has been ultra-filtered or overheated, stripping out the beneficial compounds that make honey valuable in the first place. The industry knows British shoppers prefer clear, runny honey because it looks prettier, so they process it to death to keep it liquid. When you see crystallization forming in your jar, you should be celebrating because you found authentic product. Now, let me decode the label for you, because the honey industry uses specific terms that sound impressive but mean very different things, and understanding the difference protects your wallet. When you see raw honey on a label, you might assume it has a legal definition, but it doesn't. A tribunal ruling in early 2024 confirmed that raw can legitimately describe unpasteurized honey not heated above hive temperature, around 40 degrees Celsius, but there's no regulatory requirement forcing producers to meet that standard. It's still your best indicator of quality, but you need to combine it with other checks. Pure suggests no additives, but doesn't guarantee the honey hasn't been overprocessed. Natural has no specific regulatory meaning whatsoever. It's pure marketing fluff. Same goes for artisan and artisanal. They carry zero legal weight and tell you nothing about quality. Organic does carry strict legal meaning, but here's the catch that catches out most shoppers. Certified organic honey must display a control body code like GB-ORG-05 for soil association, and requirements include hives sited 3 kilometers or more from pesticide-treated land. The problem for you as a British consumer is that virtually no UK honey can achieve organic certification because bees forage up to 9 miles, making pesticide-free zones nearly impossible in Britain's agricultural landscape. Any organic honey sold in the UK is therefore imported. If a honey claims organic without displaying a certification code, it is not legally organic and you should report it to trading standards. For Manuka honey specifically, you need to understand 2 competing grading systems that measure different things. UMF, which stands for Unique Manuka Factor, represents the gold standard because it tests 4 markers simultaneously. It measures MGO for potency, leptospirin to confirm authenticity, DHA indicating shelf life, and HMF confirming freshness. Only licensed New Zealand producers can use the UMF mark, and it represents about 70% of New Zealand Manuka exports. When you see UMF 10+, that requires minimum MGO of 261 milligrams per kilogram. UMF 15+ requires MGO 512 or higher. The system guarantees you're getting real Manuka honey, not just honey with methyl glyoxal added artificially. MGO ratings measure only methyl glyoxal content directly, which is simpler but only tests one compound without verifying authenticity, freshness, or shelf life. MGO 250+ roughly equals UMF 10+, and MGO 550+ equals UMF 16+. For your purposes, if you're buying Manuka for daily use as a sweetener, MGO 30 to 100+ or UMF 5+ works fine. If you want general wellness benefits, you need MGO 250+ or UMF 10+. For sore throats and coughs, go for MGO 400+ or UMF 13+. Anything claiming to be Manuka under £10 for 250 grams cannot possibly be authentic given New Zealand production costs, so save your money. The label must state country of origin by law, but producers can use catch-all phrases that hide the truth. Blend of EU honeys or blend of non-EU honeys both tell you it's a mixed product, but blend of EU and non-EU honeys is the worst because it literally means honey from anywhere. Floral claims like heather honey require at least 75% from that nectar source, so those carry some weight. Pictures of flowers on the jar must accurately reflect the actual honey source, though enforcement is patchy at best. Now let me show you how to store your honey properly and which specific jars in UK supermarkets are actually worth your money, because getting storage wrong ruins even the best product. Keep your honey at 18 to 24 degrees Celsius, which is standard UK room temperature, in a cool, dry cupboard away from direct sunlight. Your kitchen pantry is ideal. Use airtight containers, glass jars work best, food-grade plastic is acceptable. Avoid refrigeration because it accelerates crystallization unnecessarily. Keep it away from heat sources like your cooker or radiators. Honey's shelf life is essentially indefinite when stored correctly. Archaeologists found 3,000-year-old edible honey in Egyptian tombs. After opening, honey remains safe indefinitely if you use clean, dry utensils, because the only spoilage source is introducing moisture that causes fermentation. If your honey crystallizes, here's how to safely re-liquefy it without destroying the beneficial compounds. Place the sealed jar in warm water, maximum 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, stir occasionally, and wait 15 to 30 minutes. Never microwave it, because microwaves create hot spots and destroy the enzymes that make raw honey valuable. Many of you will actually prefer set or crystallized honey for spreading on your toast, and that's perfectly fine. There's no need to re-liquefy it at all. Temperature impacts nutritional value when you're cooking with honey. Above 40 degrees Celsius, the invertase enzyme begins degrading. At 72 degrees Celsius, the pasteurization point, rapid nutrient destruction occurs. Your practical guidance here is to let your tea cool slightly before adding honey. The 60 to 70 degrees Celsius of a drinkable cuppa causes some loss, but honey still provides soothing benefits for your throat. For baking at high temperatures, honey loses beneficial enzymes, but still functions as a sweetener and flavoring. Maximum benefits come from raw applications, drizzled on your yogurt, toast, or porridge. Common mistakes you're probably making right now include storing honey in the refrigerator, using wet spoons, which introduces moisture, microwaving to liquefy, assuming all Manuka products are genuine without checking UMF certification, and discarding perfectly good crystallized honey, thinking it's gone bad. For your budget options under £5, the discount supermarkets offer the best value. Lidl Highgate Fair Clear Honey at 454 grams costs approximately £1.15, delivering the cheapest per 100 gram price at 25 pence per 100 grams. That's your best overall budget buy. Aldi Everyday Essentials Clear Honey at 340 grams costs approximately 99 pence, working out to 29 pence per 100 grams. Both Sainsbury's and Asda offer 454 grams clear or set honey at £1.75, which is 39 pence per 100 grams, with Morrison's matching that price. The important caveat here is that all these budget supermarket honeys are blend of EU and non-EU honeys, mass-processed and of uncertain origin. You're getting what you pay for. For budget-branded options, Hilltop Everyday Blossom Honey at 720 grams offers excellent value at £4 regular price or £3.40 with Tesco Club Card, working out to 47 pence per 100 grams. Rouse Squeezy at 340 grams typically costs £3, though Morrison's currently has it at £2. These give you better quality than the supermarket-owned brands at slightly higher cost. Your mid-range sweet spot sits with the Aldi Specially Selected range. Aldi offers acacia, orange blossom and Spanish forest honey at just £2.39 for 340 grams, which is 70 pence per 100 grams. This represents premium quality at budget prices and offers exceptional value. Compare that to Tesco Finest or Morrison's The Best ranges, which cost £4.35 for 340 grams. That's £1.28 per 100 grams for equivalent specialty honeys. For organic options, Tesco, Sainsbury's or Morrison's Organic at 340 grams costs £3.35, working out to 99 pence per 100 grams. For genuine British honey in supermarkets, Tesco Finest English Set honey at 340 grams costs £4.35, while Little Over Apiary English honey at 340 grams runs £6.48 on Tesco Marketplace. These give you verified British provenance, though you're paying a premium for it. Entry-level Manuka offers your widest choice. Aldi Manuka MGO 100 Plus at 225 grams costs just £4.39, which represents the cheapest authenticated Manuka at £1.95 per 100 grams. That's remarkable value, and it's genuine product. Rouse Manuka 100 Plus MGO at 225 grams costs £9.50 regularly, but drops to £6 with Tesco Clubcard, and that offer runs until the 20th of January 2026. Lidl Deluxe Manuka NPA 10 Plus at 227 grams costs £7.99. Mid-strength Manuka, which is Rouse 250 Plus MGO or NPA 10 Plus at 225 grams, costs £14.50, with Morrison's currently offering it at £12. For British honey specialists, you can order online. Black Bee Honey offers raw British set spring honey or runny summer honey at £6.95 for 227 grams, with Heather honey at £8.50 for 227 grams. They're B Corp certified and offer free postage over £30. You'll also find them stocked at Ocado, Holland & Barrett and Harrods. The London Honey Company holds a royal warrant and offers London honey at £12 to £15 for 250 grams, with British Ling Heather at £15 to £18 for 250 grams. Local Honeyman sells raw British honey from London hives at £8 to £15 for various sizes, with free delivery over £49.99. Current loyalty deals for January 2026 that you should grab include Tesco Clubcard prices on Rouse Squeezy 680 grams dropping from £4.50 to £3.50 until the 17th of February, and Rouse Organic Squeezy 340 grams, reducing from £3.85 to £3. Morrison's current offers include Rouse Squeezy 340 grams at £2 instead of £3, and Rouse Manuka 250 plus MGO at £12, down from £14.50. One final thing you need to know about honey's health benefits, because there's genuine science here, but also plenty of marketing nonsense. NICE and Public Health England officially recommend honey as a first-line treatment for acute cough in adults and children over 12 months, before considering antibiotics. This isn't alternative medicine, it's mainstream NHS guidance. Research confirms honey improved symptom scores and cough frequency compared to usual care for upper respiratory infections. For therapeutic use, UMF10+ or MGO 250+ represents the minimum effective grade. Never give honey to infants under 12 months due to botulism risk from bacterial spores. The UK has recorded 12 confirmed infant botulism cases between 1976 and 2011, including cases traced to honey. For diabetics, honey remains sugar and will raise your blood sugar, so Diabetes UK advises treating it like any other sugar with careful moderation. The claim that local honey cures hay fever has limited scientific support because most honey pollen comes from insect-pollinated plants, not the wind-pollinated grasses and trees causing your hay fever symptoms. The claim that Manuka is always worth the premium is only true for specific therapeutic applications. For everyday sweetening, regular quality honey performs equally well and saves you a fortune. Which one of these surprised you most? Drop your experience in the comments. And if you want to watch a video like this one, click the video on the screen. Thanks for watching.